angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our worth was stone, our ashes, and we both passed on. Let forever mean forever and carry on.
Good afternoon. Okay, good night, everybody. No, I feel like that. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it's only Tuesday. And I can't say I feel like it's a Friday, because on Friday you get that extra little push, that like second wind, if you will, to make it through it. And you know, so it definitely doesn't feel like a Friday. Maybe more like a Thursday or a Wednesday and a half, something like that. Wow. Just been nuts. We've actually sold quite a few Blue October decals in this, well, I can't say past month. We'll say past 30-day period. So, and when I say quite a few, I don't mean hundreds, but we've sold, what, maybe 5, 6, something like that. So, definitely, weather's getting better, and people feel like putting some bling on their car, because the decal that we sell is best suitable for like the back window, goes across the back window of a car. So, you know, there's a lot of people jumping on that. So, just sold another one not even a half an hour or so ago. So, pretty awesome, pretty awesome. Let's see here. I was going to do an update real quick, what we're doing as far as Amazon is concerned, because I'm like completely impressed with that. So let me update you on that. Every month I'll do that. On like the second, I'll let you guys know where we're at, because like I've always said, you know, we're going to be completely transparent here, and you know, that's just the way it is. So far this month we've made $6.16. So thank you, Evil. That was I know all, if not all, most of that anyway is from Evil. So let's see, view full report here. I'll show you what we made last month, so you know. Again, you know, we do this just because I want you guys to know. Anything that I you know, promote or anything like that, I'm going to be completely transparent about. That's just the way I roll. Okay, so the total summary for last month was $58.07. So thank you for everybody that used our Amazon affiliate link to make purchases. That can be seen in the description of every video. If somebody would like to partake in that, it is very much appreciated. Doesn't cost you anything more. Throws a little bit our way, and it's much appreciated. To be real honest, when we get from our first month, because we'll be getting that this month, at the end of this month, it's probably going to go towards, I'm going to get some Kratom, and I'm going to try Kratom. Come hell or high water, not only am I going to try Kratom, but if it works out to everything that I'm hearing, you are going to be able to get Kratom either from the WatchmanNews.com or PrepperNurse1.com. If he doesn't, if he doesn't want to put it on his site, I will put it on mine. We need alternatives. We need safe, good alternatives. And if it lives up to the hype, I will be honest and straight with you about it, and it will go up. It will definitely go up. The distributor that I've been talking with, from my understanding, has some of the top in the country, and that's not coming from him, by the way. You know, you never go ask a car salesman if it's a good car, right? That's not coming from him. So I found an excellent Kratom distributor, and I have found a excellent CBD oil distributor. So, you know, it is what it is. Just working out the details with all that. So again, thank you for all those that have participated in that. I appreciate it very, very much. As far as updates with the Watchman News, don't have so many per se. Right now we're waiting on getting, we need to get some just stupid little clip lights. You can get them for less. I've seen them on Amazon for less than $20 for 2 of them. And then I want to get some real bright LED bulbs to put in them. And then we'll have lights to be able to light it up in here. Need to get a green screen to put behind us, and I need to get a cheap webcam. And then you'll be seeing me doing the monologue. I'll actually go on camera doing the monologue. Yes, I do. Of course, you got to have good light. We've got real crappy light here in the living room, so you have to have good light. I do want a green screen, just because. So, and I need a better webcam than what I got. I have a Microsoft Cinema Cam, something like that, I think. And even though it was a really expensive webcam, it's not worth a crap. I'll just be straight with you. If I plug it in directly to my computer, it struggles. But if I use any type of a USB extension on it, no matter how short, how long, you can't even hardly get a video out of it. So it is what it is. I know I can go buy some $20 cheapie and it'll work just fine. So it is what it is, right? That's why I'm not one that always runs out and buys brand name stuff. And that's why I took that chance on that cheap camera when I bought that cheap video camera for $65. Because most every time in my life, after doing a little research and whatnot, I've found cheaper alternatives to items, and it worked out wonderful, worked out great. Not only did I get a better deal on it, but the device or the product performed as I expected. And you know, I've got a good history with that. However, that video camera was not part of that good history. It happens. It is what it is. Let's see. So that's about all the updates as far as the Watchman news is concerned. Today, I want to talk about, I had a project, I had a challenge for all of you for last weekend. Yesterday during the monologue, I had a topic, I consider a serious topic that I wanted to discuss, and it slipped my mind. I did not get a chance to be able to go through our preps over the weekend. I just did not. Folks, it's been nuts. It's been crazy. I have been busy, and that's all there is to it. And I'm going to try again this weekend to get that done. I didn't even talk to our friend over the past weekend to know what she was doing, so clearly we didn't get any legacy review videos done. I have no idea what she had going on. Like I said, I hadn't even talked to her, so it is what it is. So I'm going to shoot again for this coming weekend to do the prep itinerary type of thing, and hopefully maybe get one or two of those review videos shot. That's all I can do is try for it. You know, but the reason why I bring that up is because once again, I'm going to remind everybody, I'm looking out across the spectrum of news, and not just in the United States, because guess what? We're not on this planet alone, and what happens in other countries can and will affect us. Okay, so when it comes to news, we have to broaden our horizons to the globe, because there are many things going on around the globe that is going to have a direct effect on us. And I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing different narratives being set up, and I'm seeing stuff in this country being set up. What do you think of this Joe Biden stuff? Right? Second woman came out and said that he touched her inappropriately. Okay? Now, you don't have to go far to see this stuff, folks. I can't tell you the amount of videos or the amount of pictures on the internet, right, of Joe Biden doing really creepy stuff with women, some of them young girls. Okay? Now, here's what's concerning about that. Okay? Joe Biden, his roots are a lot deeper than a lot of people realize. Okay? And they suffered, meaning Democrats suffered a huge defeat during the last election. I'm talking presidential election. Hillary still hadn't accepted it. I don't think many people would disagree with that. She still hasn't accepted that. And although how deeply Hillary and Bill, otherwise known as Billary, no matter how deeply rooted they are, okay, they're still not even close to as deeply rooted as Biden. Biden, I don't think, has a chance. I don't even think Biden will, at least legally, get past the primaries. I don't. I don't think he's got a chance, right? Um, I just, I haven't dove into it because I don't dive into that stuff. But I know there's a million Democrats running, and I don't see Biden being at the front of the pack. I just don't. And then with this stuff, with this whole Creepy Joe stuff, I don't think he stands a chance. That could cause problems. That could cause problems. Just the fact of these women coming forward could cause problems. Okay, these people, they're not just going to go away. Okay, this is something that we need to understand. They're not just going to go away. It's like having an incurable disease, right? The only way it's going to go away is for the host to die, right? So that's what we're looking at in this country. We need to be ready. I'm starting to see things overseas in other countries that I suspected would happen, and it seems like they are now getting put into place. Okay? I suspect that in countries like the UK and in France, that you're going to start seeing a lot of these quote-unquote terrorist attacks, or at least terrorist plots, popping up. Mark my words on that. Okay? Especially in the countries of France and in the UK. There's a reason why. Okay? The powers that be are losing their hold on those countries. Let me have a sip of coffee. You got Macron, right? Which, as far as the people's concerned, he's done. He is absolutely done. Now we're starting to see stories pop up of terroristic activities involving Macron. We'll be covering that here in a bit. The UK, of course, they've got this big Brexit deal going on. Now you're starting to see quote-unquote terrorist things pop up in the UK. And you're going to see these expand. You're going to see more and more of this. And you're actually going to see acts taking place. Okay? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, they're all going to be false flags, or I'm not even going to go there. It's not the point. The point is it's going to happen. Because out of chaos, they're going to get control, or they're going to try to get control. The same is going to happen in this country here. Okay? But I think it's going to happen in France and the UK sooner. Everything I've been watching, I've been seeing happen overseas first, and then it happens here. That's why I pay very close attention overseas. Okay? Like, we just had that massacre in New Zealand, and what happened? Instantly, they started banning guns. Okay? So we need to be concerned in the United States that the very next serial killer, mass killer, that the very next one, they're going to come for the guns. And I don't mean in the ways that they've been doing it. I mean in the ways that it's going to happen in the blink of an eye, just like it did in New Zealand. Don't think it won't happen here, folks. Do not think it won't happen here. We watched a video this morning. One of the first things we did after getting up, we were sitting here drinking our coffee, and we watched a video from California. Okay? And in that video from California was a man that apparently had a non-approved firearm. Now, I see the question being asked a million times about, well, do you think they'll use the police and the military? Do you think the police and the military will go against American citizens if they're given the order to? Well, I'm not going to speak on the military, okay, because I'm not seeing the military being used for these things yet. Kind of hard to speak on it. But we are watching the police being used to confiscate firearms, and guess what? They ain't got no problem doing it. None. Absolutely none. They could care less. They're just doing their job. Just following orders. Okay. Let me see real quick. We'll take a moment. Let me see if I can pull that up real fast so you guys can see it. This is ridiculous, folks. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to pull it up for you. Now, this video is from February 19th, or at least that's the date the video was uploaded. Let me get it up on screen.
But that was for the 80%. So I have a question, because I've read and I've talked to many people that the 80% lower pistols.
But these are all
one guy will.
These are all opinions.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be settled in court. I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer.
Is there any way I can keep the comp mag that I paid for?
And we take them as we find.
Are you serious? I just bought those.
So that's what I'm telling you. This is for the courts to decide. It's not us. For me, they tell me it's illegal because they try to. We tell them we figure it out. That's what we do. Okay. Now, those are the sections that they refer you to. Those sections that I refer to you, give to your lawyer, and he can go through them. He can file paperwork, whatever he can do.
Well, you guys just made a case to tell people not to register their guns.
That's not up to me.
Well, it just sucks because I'm trying to be.
I don't make those laws. We all
you
live
did
in
take an oath.
California.
You did take an oath.
We all vote. So
you guys did take oaths.
That's how it is.
The problem is that this is
to uphold the law, and that's why I'm
of the Constitution
and the Constitution of California.
So the federal Constitution is different.
And for both.
But the problem is that I'm trying to be a law-abiding citizen,
and you are, sir.
And you know, all four of you know that this. You guys know that this. You guys.
You're not going to jail today.
You guys know that this is wrong.
The right thing. And we understand. So that's why you're not going to jail.
The fact that there's laws that require California require act that.
I know, but
You or one of us may disagree with us.
But no. The problem is that the broad spectrum, where it's like some people are like, my AR-15 pistols went through just fine, and then there's other people that are like, nah, I got my shit confiscated. So that's where it's like, where in the law does it say that this Unsafe Handgun Act happened for this registration that happened? Because prior to July 3rd of 2018, all ghost guns 80% lowers had to be registered with the DOJ. You see what I'm saying? So I registered them. If I would have just let them as lowers, then it probably would have went through. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. The lowers would have gone through. Like I said, you registered one.
Well, I registered 4.
I have one that you registered in 2018, June 20th, as a lower.
That was prior to the.
That's a 0 caliber. So the moment you put an upper on it, it becomes an assault weapon. Unless the only way you can build this and own this one.
But
and we're not asking to see it.
No.
I'm just letting you know for your reference.
But they're fixed mat.
Well, you're not letting me talk.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm a little flustered.
We're leaving, so you're not listening.
Damn. I apologize too.
There's no point in being.
I'm serious. I apologize. I really did. I'm very sorry.
But there's no point if you can keep it.
I'm very sorry.
That one, if you did not build it as a featureless rifle, it's an assault weapon in California. That's California. You're in possession of that, you will vote.
Hold on. Say that one more time. I'm really sorry.
That lower you purchased and you legally registered, if you built it as anything other than a featureless rifle, that's an assault weapon, and if you're found in possession of it, that's California.
Okay.
Even if it has bullet buttons, and even if it has this.
But the problem is that
you can't build it other than feature.
But we can't make AR-15 pistols featureless because of the overall length.
Can't make AR pistols, period, in California today. Period.
Did it start today, or?
January 1st, 2006.
Still wait.
And that's it. There's a lot to read through, believe me. I read through.
I know. We already.
A lot to read through, try to figure it out. That's why I'm telling you, I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer either.
I'm not here to argue the point.
I know, but you guys.
Wrong. I'm just telling you what's on the books today, and we'll keep it.
I know, but you guys are the ones that are coming over here to say that you uphold the law, right? And so you should but to know the law, the 2016 one that.
I believe you were doing the right thing. you're trying to do the right thing, you have no criminal history,
Yeah.
we're just going to take it. We're not going to do it.
I can't keep the com mag.
We can't take it.
All right.
Okay?
Well, gentlemen. Oh, business cards, please.
I'll give you my business card.
All four, please.
This is my report.
Okay.
This is my report, and in my report,
I know, all you guys are here, though.
yeah, this is mine because it's my report.
So I got that.
You get my business card.
Yeah, unfortunately, because the gun guard department requires at least to go out, so all we're doing is like that.
That's odd, too. That's weird. I understand you guys have to deal with people that suck. I got it.
Oh, yeah.
There's people that are really, it's like, I'm nervous, obviously.
And most people are not going to register.
And that's,
Because they feel that's their right. There's nothing you do about it.
Well, it does say not to be infringed. But, it does. I mean, it's like, it sucks because it's like I'm trying to be my neighbors are probably like, oh, great. Look at this, the guy with tattoos, it's all nice. Now he has all these fucking cops down at his house. It's like... Thank you.
Oh, we thank you for your call.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good day.
So you see, did they have much of a problem doing that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And to think that they won't do it to anybody is foolish. And ever since all of this has started, I have heard nothing from the out of my cold dead hands crowd. Not a peep. Not a peep. Because it's happening now. It was easy to say when they could be keyboard warriors. But now, when the time is at hand, the silence is deafening. The silence is deafening. Folks, this is not good. We have to make a choice as Americans whether or not we're going to stand for America or we're going to let them turn it into whatever the hell they want to turn it into. You got a large amount of people that are throwing a fit and crying about Sharia law and Muslims in Congress and stuff like that, and here's the thing, I've got an issue if there's any Congress member pushing Sharia law or pushing socialism or communism, that needs to be dealt with how the Constitution says we should deal with it. Period. Right? We need some Christmas ornaments hanging on the big old Christmas tree in Washington, D.C., right? Because that's what we're supposed to do to those kind of people. To the people that would absolutely pervert and destroy this country so as much to want or try to install communism or Sharia law. You talk about treason. Holy cow, is that treason? Okay? But you've got people throwing a fit over that while they're confiscating the guns. Their government's already putting this stuff in. And it's not being done by the ones that are being pointed at right now. AOC and I don't know the Muslim lady's name. I wouldn't be able to pronounce it if I did. You've got people all pointing at them and paying attention to them while the Democrats and Republicans are actually doing it. Okay? You notice I said Democrats and Republicans. Don't forget about Mr. Bump Stock Ban and Mr. Red Flag Law. Let's be realistic here. Okay? They are already confiscating the weapons. Check. We just watched that. The police are having no problem doing the job. Check. We just watched that. The police have no problem killing somebody to be able to do so. We know that happened in Maryland, correct? So let's not hide behind anything here. Okay, this stuff is already happening. This stuff is already happening. This is underway right now. We have a lot to worry about in this country. And believe it or not, AOC and the Muslim congresswoman chick is not where we need to be focused right now. Okay, I agree that needs to be dealt with. That needs to be dealt with. But we've already got stuff underway that needs to be nipped in the bud before it goes any further. Anything we do, okay, is going to get used against us. I know I'm just speaking something you already know. But, you know, I look back on not so distant history, right? You look back at the Bundys. What did they call the Bundys? They called them terrorists, domestic terrorists. Okay? The Bundys. Look at the Hammonds. They were charged with domestic terrorism charges for lighting a backburn, right? Something that ranchers do all the time. Okay, and they were charged under domestic terrorism laws. This stuff is happening, and it's happening now. And this is why I'm saying, folks, we have to be ready. That gasoline is already laying all over the entire country, and they have been trying to strike matches and throw it at it for a long time. And there are people that have had enough. But the problem is it's such small groups of people that it's going to be nothing more than a Waco. That's all, because they don't have the backing. Okay? People in this country, if they want to save this country, if they want to save the Constitution, if they want to ensure that all the people in the military that have died have not done so in vain, they need to do so now. They need to stand up, and they need to do so now. Okay, we do not live in a free society. I'm sorry, we do not. There's nearly nothing that you can do without being taxed, without having to have a permit, without having to beg the magistrate for permission. That is not a free society, folks. Okay? In almost every place you live in this country, if you wanted to put a 3-foot overhang on your garage, I'm just giving you an example, you would have to run through a process of paperwork, pay fees, get a permit, have it inspected. Does that sound free to you? Does that sound like freedom, a free country? And you can sit here and you can legitimize that all you want to me. I don't care. I don't care. There are other ways to deal with things, nuisances and stuff, than running to the government and having the government be your mommy and daddy for every single little thing on the planet. There are other ways to deal with things. Okay? Let's say you had a neighbor that they did an overhang on their garage and you don't like the way it looked. Let's say they sucked and it looked like an eyesore. What's the harm in going over there and saying, hey man, that's not looking real good. You mind if I give you a hand and we'll get this up to par? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with reaching out and picking somebody up instead of pushing them down? Because that's what we became a nation of. We became a nation of people that just push people. And I'm not saying everybody, and I'm not saying many of you are awake people. Many of you see the things I'm saying. So when I'm talking about this stuff, I'm speaking to the choir here. I know that, and I get that. But we've become this nation of awful human beings, right? And we can fix this. I'm not saying this because I want to brag on everybody. I'm not saying this because I want to bring you down. I'm saying this because I want us to bring each other up. Hey, if we don't look at the problem, if we don't address the problem, nothing will happen with the problem. I'm not going to sit here and blame things that aren't responsible. We can fix this. We are the only ones that can fix this. We can't run to government to fix this. They're the ones that created the problem. We can't vote somebody in that's going to fix it. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. But you better be prepared. That I am sure of. Because people around the planet have had enough. This is a global effort, folks. This isn't a problem just in the United States. What state or what country is that? Which one of the three Mexico countries? I'm kidding. Which country is that? Starts with an A. Is it Argentina? I don't know. But there's massive protests going on right now. The people have absolutely lost their minds. I think maybe Argentina, right? Of course, you know about the yellow vest in France. Okay? The people in the UK are about to absolutely tear that place down because of what's going on, or I should say not going on with the Brexit. Okay, this is a global thing. People are getting fed up. People have had enough. And those events are going to affect things here. Believe me. Even if it doesn't affect things like prices of goods, okay? It's going to affect things like laws, okay? Your country's going to see things and they're going to try to instill laws in over here to prevent things from happening the same here that happened over there. They've done it time and time again. We've seen this continual crackdown on alternative news, okay? And I warned you about that back with that nightclub shooting in France. You remember that? And France flat out banned alternative news media and were actually throwing people in prison for speaking freely. It's coming here. They've been working towards it. They've been working at it. They've been trying to kind of go at it from a different angle here. They've been trying to go at it from the censorship angle here. You know, you've got your major social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Okay? And they have been trying to, hide the things that people are saying. Okay? I'm not going to throw out all kinds of terms like shadow ban and all that, but they've been doing all kinds of screwy stuff. All kinds of screwy stuff to make sure that people out there that are telling the truth, people out there that are trying to motivate you, don't get heard, or heard as little as possible. Okay? And they're largely getting people to cheer it on. Right? I'm not a huge fan of Alex Jones. He used to be great, but now he's just a peddler. Okay? But he used to be great. He really did. And regardless of whether I like him now or whether he's still great or whether he's crap, doesn't matter. Okay? Our First Amendment allows him the right to speak. Okay? And look at what's happening to him. Look at it's crazy. It's crazy. There's a 3-hour deposition of where they drug him in. Okay? And whether you agree with his views on Sandy Hook, what happened or not, or what it doesn't matter. First Amendment right. Just like that gentleman tried telling those police officers. The Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. Now, it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. Shall not be infringed. Okay? Pretty plain and simple. Now, like I said, 3 hours. Alex Jones is being grilled about Sandy Hook and the things he said about Sandy Hook. Who's next? Who's next to be grilled? Me? I told you guys about what I saw. I got in on that, a helicopter feed of that pretty early on. Okay? And I know damn well what I saw. I saw 2 men exit that school. And I saw one of them put a gun in the back seat of that car, some type of a long gun, in the back of that car. The back seat, not the trunk. I know that there's something with people, someone putting guns in the trunk too. This person put a gun in he went into the passenger side. The car was pulled up. The passenger side of the vehicle was facing the school doors. He opened up the passenger side of the vehicle. He pushed up the passenger front seat and placed the I'm assuming rifle in the back seat, put the seat down, shut the door. Okay, there was two guys that came out. The first guy that came out just took off and went into the woods, went directly into the woods. The second guy that came out with them, they came out at the same time, stopped and put the rifle or long gun in the back seat of the car and took off towards the woods. Okay, so one guy entered the woods a little quicker than the other guy. I've seen that with my own two eyes. Now, I've never seen video footage or video clips of that since. Never. Not one time. And believe me, I wished I could hop in a time machine and go back and get that video clip. You have no idea how bad I wish I could go back in time and get that video clip. I seen that. Nobody can make me unsee that. Now, I'm not saying that it was completely fake and I'm not saying any of that. I'm telling you what I saw. That's all I'm saying, is what I saw with my own eyes. You know, does Alex talk out his ass? Yes, absolutely. Along with many other in alternative news. Right? There's so many in alternative news that are just completely, I don't know where they're pulling this stuff from. I really don't. Look at any alternative news that follows Q. And you found somebody in that category. Guaranteed. Pulling stuff out of their butts. Just like Q. So, you know, the thing is, we're already allowing these things to happen. This stuff is already happening in this country. The confiscation of firearms. The censorship and flat-out shutting up of media. Honest media, or media trying to be honest. It's already here. And everybody's eyes are focused on a couple people that aren't even in positions to do anything at this point. We gotta watch that. We gotta watch that. It's absolutely insane. It really is. Let me go ahead and let me go ahead and read the news headlines. And I'm saying, folks, you know, be ready. Be ready to, you know, be able to protect your own family, yourself and your loved ones. Be able to feed them. Keep them safe, feed them, keep them warm or cool or whatever you need to do. Do whatever you can and be ready for it. And if you're willing and you're able, when people stand up in this country, damn well stand behind them. Damn well stand behind them. Because it's coming. It's coming. Much, much sooner than later. That's not fear-mongering, folks. I'm just trying to be real with you. I'm telling you, I'm seeing this stuff not only in the United States of America, but I'm seeing it all around the world. People have had enough. Human beings have a limit, and they've reached it. They've reached it. A couple of these are from last night, actually. UK lawmakers reject all alternative Brexit options. The reason I made sure to mention that is because, well, what I was saying earlier, that there had been some quote-unquote terroristic type of activities going on. Facebook plans to curate high-quality news for its users from trusted outlets. Now, what did I just say about social media platforms and censorship and what they're trying to do? Okay, it's already happening. It's right in front of our face, folks. We either sit by complacently as evil does its works, not you evil, but as they evil does their works, and you know, we live with it. We live with that boot on our neck. We've got a choice. Right now, we've got a choice. We may not then. Second woman accuses Joe Biden. Why do I keep wanting to say Joey? Second woman accuses Joe Biden of unwanted touching. And, you know, unlike with Kavanaugh, we can pull up countless videos of him doing some really creepy Joe kind of stuff, you know. A school cop whose job was to protect children arrested for raping children. This was actually a good story. I got a couple of good stories mixed in here, I believe. A 2-year-old couldn't walk on his own, so a high school robotics team built him a customized toy car. That's awesome. Hats off to them young men and women that did that. That is awesome. Because I'm telling you, that whole industry is crazy. You know, that they clearly couldn't afford to have him built from a company. Have, you know, it just, what's her name again? Now, Sophia, right? The girl trying to get the wheelchair. Yeah, $37,000 or something for a wheelchair that she needs. You know, I mean, and the company won't budge. She's already raised like over $25,000. Okay, and that's not enough for the company. Come on. Where's the decency? Anyway, probably my cup of coffee. I'm gonna see real quick. Okay, not much decency in there, but it tasted good. Wow. Okay, maybe I need to get a text-to-voice reader or something. New spy satellite gives India considerable advantage over China and Pakistan, says an analyst. Oh, you gotta love this headline. Thanks for the weapons, Ukrainian street to be renamed after John McCain. Multiple people injured in chaos and stampede at vigil for slain U.S. rapper Nipsey Hussle. Remember I talked about that yesterday? Supposedly they have somebody in custody. They said done it. You know, I would say, you know, who paid him would be number one. But the thing of it is, he approached Nipsey 3 times, okay, in killing him. Okay, so he approached him once, shot him up. He wasn't dead. He was walking away. He wasn't dead. He went back up to Nipsey, shot him a second time. Okay, started walking away. I guess Nipsey still was moving or making noises or something, and turned around and walked up a third time to make sure he was dead. Does that sound a little odd to you? That sounds a little odd to me. I'm not saying that he did not approach him 3 times and shoot him all 3 times to make sure he was dead, but is that the typical way gangbangers do it? No. It's not. It's not. It's not. I mean, for somebody to be that bold and do something like that, okay, his orders were to make sure that he was dead. Dead. Nothing else. Sounds interesting to me. Not a typical gangbanger way of doing things. You know, the whole drive-bys and all that. Yeah. France launches terror probe after 2 bombs found in Corsica ahead of Macron's visit. Remember what I was telling you about? This is why I was telling you about that. This is one of the stories I was referring to. Okay? U.S. Supreme Court declares inmates have no constitutional right to painless death. Okay, and that may sound bad on the surface to many people. It doesn't sound bad to me, and the reason why is because some people need to die. Okay? There are some people that need to die. People that go and kill multiple innocent people need to die. Okay? And for them to be able to sit there and prolong it through a court of law by saying, oh, well, I've got the right to painless death, or, you know what I'm saying? That's, no. You're talking to somebody that, you know, thinks that other methods should be brought back in, like firing squad, okay, hanging, you know, because, you know, folks, we have to do something in this country. We have to do something. The penalties are not enough in this country for certain crimes. Okay? It's just not enough. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. Venezuelan Supreme Court seeks to strip Juan Guaido's immunity. Interesting to see what happens there. Russian foreign minister slams Washington for sabotaging talks on space disarmament. How do you like that? How do you like that? So, Russia was ready to talk about disarming, in space and all that. The United States sabotaged those talks. At the same time, what? Oh, yeah, that's right. Space, force. Right? You got Trump on this whole Space Force thing. On track, Russia and China start laying railway across Amur River Bridge. And I probably pronounced that way wrong. That's the way it happens. U.S. spies helped UAE hack phones of Al Jazeera chairman, BBC host, and other journalists. How do you like that, right? Well, we already know they're already spying on every single one of us, but they're especially spying on journalists, not only in foreign countries, but our own. We already know this, right? There is no free media in this country. You see it. People like myself and Luke Radowski with We Are Change, you name it, there's a ton of them. I don't intend to leave anybody out, but there's no way I can include them all, okay? But I guarantee you, maybe not ourselves because we're awful small, but I guarantee you people like Luke get watched very, very closely. I guarantee you. Many of us aren't even, I'm not a journalist, right? I'm like a video jockey, pretty much. Commentary, that's it. I'm not a journalist. You don't see me going out on the beat getting stories or, I'm an investigative researcher, okay? I'm a video jockey, and I comment. I do commentary, okay? That's it. I'm not a journalist, not even close. My hat's off to Luke. He is. There's not a whole lot of true alternative media journalists, actual journalists out there. He's one of them. So is Tim Pool, okay? Whether you agree, disagree with their views or the stories they cover, still journalists, right? Let's see. Saudi shock therapy sends global crude prices to 5-month highs. So expect to see that at the pumps. Let's see. 3 injured after unidentified object explodes in Russia's flagship military academy. Very interesting story there. Very, very interesting. Let me take a quick peek over here at... okay. Wanted to take a quick peek at email. Chinese hackers made Tesla drive into oncoming traffic. How do you like all this technology in your vehicles? I don't. I think it's a bad idea. I think putting it in all the planes is a bad idea as well. And it's been in the planes for quite a while. Okay? So, let's see. No deal Brexit. Leaked letter warns of threat to national security, recession, and 10% spike in prices. I'm telling you, all hell is going to break loose if there's a no deal Brexit. Okay? All hell is going to break loose. And I'm telling you now, this May woman is not going to offer an acceptable deal. Period. She's not. She's not. Marco Rubio inflames Twitter by mixing Bible verses with regime change calls. Folks, I see the same thing in this country when people talk about Trump. It's, oh, he was sent by God and he's, Stop. If you want to know the true meaning of using God's name in vain, well, that's it. Okay? Either blaming God or giving him credit for things that are not of him. Okay? That's using God's name in vain. All right? Stop. Stop. I mean, God doesn't want that. God wants you to be in charge. Okay? all of you, every one of us. Okay? He wanted us to have free will. He wanted us to have a free mind. He wanted us to be free people. Okay? Not blindly follow mankind. In fact, what did God say about mankind? That mankind will mislead you. Okay? So please don't, worship a man and attach God's name to it. It's not good. Economic terrorism, U.S. blocking humanitarian aid to flood victims, Iran's foreign ministry says. Hashtag MeToo advocate Alyssa Milano defends creepy Joe Biden from harassment allegations. Now, this is mind-blowing, right? Because Kavanaugh, who there was no evidence of, just hearsay, right, that couldn't even be corroborated by witnesses, okay? Hearsay, no witnesses, okay? You know that whole mess, right? You know all that mess, right? And she was very vocal about Kavanaugh, right? If she could have castrated Kavanaugh, she would have been on it in a heartbeat, right? But Biden, who there's oodles and oodles amount of video of him doing some really creepy stuff with even young girls, okay, he's innocent. These people have lost their minds, okay? And I'll tell you what, good, decent people in this country, which I do believe is more the majority than nutcases like Alyssa Milano, okay? The good people have had enough, and they're not going to put up with this anymore. If Trump did one good thing in this country, is he motivated people, okay? He motivated people to say, the hell with political correctness. We're going to be doing what's right, we're going to be doing what's moral, and we're going to be doing what's best for the USA. Okay? Now, I think some of the message in some of the Trump supporters is a little bit screwed up, but nonetheless, okay, it shattered this wall that Obama had put up. And that's what's needed in this country. But at the same time, in order to get there from here, expect a rocky road. Be ready. Be ready. Mayhem in Malaysia as ferocious waterspout damages 50 buildings. More crazy weather for you. British police call railway sabotage attempts Brexit related. Remember I was telling you that the quote-unquote terrorist type of activity? Yeah, what I'm referring to. And you're going to see a lot more of it. My body should be celebrated. Teacher sacked over topless selfie, sues for sexual discrimination. And it's kind of an interesting lawsuit, but I get why she's taking that angle of it. And I normally wouldn't be defending something like this, but you have to understand the story. You have to know a little bit more about it, okay? This woman, let me have a sip of coffee. This woman, long before she ever became a teacher, took a topless picture of herself, right, and gave it to her boyfriend, right? She didn't upload it to Pornhub. She gave it to her boyfriend. That's it. She didn't want it out there for the world to see. She didn't expect it was going to be out there for the world to see. Okay? And she becomes a teacher. I'm assuming she's no longer with this guy. She becomes a teacher. She's a teacher for 4 years, right? And somehow, I don't know if the boyfriend directly gave it to this student, but somehow this student became in possession of this picture. Okay? And she lost her job as a result of it. That is wrong. Okay? That is something she did, number one, prior to being a teacher. And number two, with the expectation of privacy. Okay? She didn't give that picture to the child. She did not put that picture anywhere that student would be able to get to that picture. Intent is a huge thing here. Okay? We shouldn't be talking about her being fired. We should be talking about her ex-boyfriend being prosecuted. Let's see. Texas chemical plant catches fire. 1 dead, 2 injured. And the last thing here is Russia, an existential threat to the U.S. Top Army general tells Congress. So more of that, scaremongering about Russia, which I do think Russia is a threat, okay? But I don't think if we leave them alone that there's any reason to feel threatened, right? But if we're going to continually poke them and sanction them and do all this other stuff, all these proxy wars, then yeah, I would say that we should probably be concerned. Okay, well, that's going to close it up for the monologue. Wow. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. I think I know what video I'm going to start off with. I'm going to lighten the mood a little bit. It was absolutely hilarious video. Anyway, let me go ahead and close up the monologue. If you're here for the live show, stick around. Don't go anywhere. This is how I close my monologue. We're not going off air. Anyway, for those that do just watch the monologue, thank you very much. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And we shall see you soon.